Welcome back to Sam Fetterman's Red Sox podcast. The Red Sox swept the Yankees on Sunday. It was a 3-game sweep. Sox are back over 500 for the first time in about a month, I think, something like that.
Since 27 and 27, yeah.
Yeah. They got big performance from Garrett Crochet on Friday. I was there yesterday. It was awesome. Devers homered on Sunday. So why am I? Why? Well, you know why. There was going to be a really good podcast tomorrow. There's going to be Ryan Garcia coming back and me gloating in his face again. Instead, you have this, and Jason's here, but he wants
make matters worse.
Yeah. But he wants to be called Pain, and I think I want to be called Pain too. Because life is pain. Anyone who tells you anything different is selling something.
I can't believe we got to this point. Like, when they signed Bregman, you're like, it's go time. Now, 4 months later, we're sitting here thinking if this was handled differently, we wouldn't be here. Instead, they royally fucked this all up. And now, here are the consequences.
I have no idea how I'm going to turn the game on tomorrow. Like, I'm going to do it, but, I have no idea how I'm going to do it. The Red Sox trade Rafael Devers to the San Francisco Giants in exchange for Jordan Hicks, Kyle Harrison, James Tibbs, and Jose Bayo. Just saying that out loud. Just saying that out loud. That happened. The Red Sox traded the face of the franchise in the middle of the best season he's having at 28 years old, under contract for another decade, going to retire a Red Sox, going to go into Cooperstown as a Red Sox, not play for any other team. He's the DH of the future. Ortiz loves him. The city loves him. Cora loves him. He homered today. He destroys the Yankees every time. As I said, he's in the middle of his best season. He leads the American League in walks. He's played every single game. And yeah, they just traded him. You could see the warning signs were there, but this all happened way too fast.
And it's bad timing too. It's just the timing that really screws everything up too.
Yeah, and then
there's no good time to there's no good time to trade him.
The Sox.
Oh yeah, that too. There's no good time to trade him. But to make matters worse, when you've won 7 of 8 or whatever the number is, I don't really give a shit right now. When you've won the games you won, and you're finally getting the momentum you need to turn the season around, and you have the big 3 in the major leagues, and when they're starting to figure stuff out, when the pitching staff's finally giving you what we all thought they were going to be this past season, what we thought they were going to be, revolved around, what you thought this team was going to be revolved around for the most part. You thought something maybe was coming together. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. That was 1 step forward, and you're not even past fucking. You're stepping back so many steps.
This weekend wasn't 1 step forward. This weekend was 20 steps forward. They swept the fucking first place New York Yankees at Fenway. Go 5-1 against the Yankees in the last week. They are feeling. They're picking up all the energy. I was literally saying I was watching a game with Eric. People are familiar with Eric. He might be on the pod at some point this year. But I told him, hey, this is the worst possible time for a West Coast trip. Imagine the crowd. The crowd was awesome today. crowd's going to keep being good tomorrow because the team is building something. They just swept the Yankees. Now I can't think of a better possible time for a West Coast trip. There are going to be people who watched the Red Sox game today, were excited to watch tomorrow, and will now not watch another game for the rest of the season.
Yeah, you lost a lot of the casuals. I bet a casual couldn't name a single Red Sox player right now. Now that Devers is gone.
Duran, they could probably name.
Duran. That's it.
Yeah. I don't even want to talk about the series. I do want to talk about the series. It was awesome. Like, this should have been. I sent my friend who's a Yankee fan a video on Friday. It was the highlights from the 4-game sweep in 2018. I sent him that video. And I was like, this is the type of energy I'm feeling right now. And then it fucking happened. I was gonna come back to that message as soon as I got home tonight and like gloat on it. And I didn't get the chance. Like, this was one of my favorite regular season series in recent memory. And they completely ruined it. They completely ruined the season that felt so good. Like, I don't even care like that about the idea that, like, hey, now is not the time for me to look back and say, hey, maybe there's ways in which this works out for the Red Sox, because obviously there are ways in which this works out for the Red Sox. I don't want to hear them right now. You don't want to hear them right now. Like, we'll get to that at some point. Now's not the time. Like, does this give the Red Sox a little more financial and positional flexibility? Yeah. Does anyone want to hear that right now? No. Does that translate to wins right now, like Rafael Devers hitting homers does? Also no. So, like, I'm not going to lose sight of the long-term idea. And eventually I will do a full breakdown of the trade. But this is an emergency podcast. Like, I'm here to kind of just break down what happened, not like a fully thought out thing. This is not a fully thought out thing, and I think that the Red Sox, man, I just can't believe they traded Rafael Devers. Like, how could they?
This is a really dark day. This is the darkest day. Arguably darker than Mookie, honestly.
Well, I was talking about this earlier. Everyone knew Mookie was getting traded.
That's the biggest difference. Everyone in their right mind knew.
Like, for months,
Mookie's
the question wasn't, is Mookie going to get traded? The question was, what are we going to get for Mookie? And exactly. Like, I will say, it wasn't very much. Although Verdugo was almost an all-star in his last year in LA. Like, people forget that. He had a really good season, especially in the first half in his last season in LA. So like they had something to be excited about with that, and we knew it was happening. So it was at the end of the day, all right, what can they get? They didn't get much, but today there was no will they trade Devers? There was no what are they going to get for Devers? There was just I was listening to WEEI after the game on the drive home. It was, how about them Red Sox? It was not, will they trade Devers? It was, how about them Red Sox? Are you excited right now? Yes, I'm so excited. I'll do an Irish jig like I'm Jonathan Papelbon. That was something an actual caller on EEI said today.
The narrative, that was dude, like, I was going to text people, like, later today, like, it's like, this is the best I've felt of the Sox in a long time.
Yes, it was.
And it did a complete 180. Complete 180.
I look at the trade, and okay, the first thing, if you're trying to put on the tinfoil hat and do the whole Liverpool thing, no. Like, FSG is not poor in the sense that for every move they make spending money, they need to shed money on another investment. That this is a pretty big investment firm. They have a lot more money than they need for any of this, which is why they should sell the team to someone who's actually going to use the money for the Boston Red Sox and not just try to run the Red Sox into the ground like FSG has been doing the last couple of years and try and charge. They got $85 for my center field bleacher ticket. They're fine with money. They're fine with money.
Yeah.
They've got plenty of money. And at the end of the day, like, if Devers hit the open market yesterday, he would get more than what the Red Sox were paying him. So, sure, obviously, by the end of the contract, he's probably not going to be worth the amount of money they're paying. Sure, it's a lot of money to be tied up in a DH. Sure, it's a lot of money to be tied up with a guy who doesn't have the best relationship with management. But he's the face of the franchise. He's the best hitter, and he's worth the money for an organization that can afford it. This is an organization that can afford it, and they traded him because Breslow couldn't handle the situation. He completely mishandled the Bregman situation this offseason by waiting as long as he did do it and then kind of trying to blindside everyone in the operation into what was happening. Devers goes and plays DH. I definitely understand going back to him and saying, hey, would you mind playing first base? And at some point, you just have to accept that he's not going to do that and let it be and tell him, all right, that's fine. You're the star. You're the franchise player. We'll do this because we believe in you. We are giving you a lot of money to be the best player for this team, and the best version of this team has you as the best player on the team. And because of that, we cannot. We see making sure that you are happy as a top priority. And if you don't want to do this, we're not going to talk about it. And Breslow just didn't have the feel in the moment to do any of that. And then just makes this trade. Doesn't even like shop him around. Doesn't even like, and just I liked Kyle Harrison a couple of years ago. I don't know if I still like him.
A couple of years ago. That's all you need to know.
I got to do a deeper dive. I mean, he's 23. He's still young. But I got to do a deeper dive.
Elite fastball, just needs to get his other pitches. That's it. That's what you need to know.
We'll see what happens with that. But
the biggest takeaway also I have from this is just how they really fucked up. Everyone, don't get me wrong, everyone deserves blame pie for this, but like Breslow really fucked this up. Like in the past 2 years, how do you piss off your franchise player like that and trade him away? The way you fucking handle that shit is so unprofessional. And you just derailed potentially. This could all be wrong. This could have been the issue from the start that for whatever reason, you're giving a new lease for Alex Cora, whatever. I can go into that later, but this trade could pan out, but you just derailed a plan for years to come, all because you pissed off your franchise player.
And you can't tell me that before today, Craig Breslow had a plan for the Red Sox long term that did not involve Rafael Devers
Exactly.
or
This was
anybody
just
in that organization. Because why would you? Like, he's under contract for that long. You're like, if
8.5 more years.
8.5 more years, the guy was going to go into Cooperstown wearing a Red Sox hat, and we were going to be talking about how he owned the Yankees for 20 years, and now not. Because, man, I really wanted Breslow to be the guy. I really wanted it to happen, and I mean, for what it's worth, it still can happen. But man,
I disagree. No,
it
won't.
If it doesn't, and it probably won't, he's going to end up on the list with Kyrie and A-Rod for me.
I really don't see him redeeming himself. He's got to win the World Series.
He's got to win the World Series. He's got to win the World
Series. And you're in a playoff spot right now.
I don't care if Devers goes 0 for his next 1,700. You got to win the World Series.
Huh. Oh, I was talking to my buddies on the Pesky Report. And they brought up, how many home runs is Giolito going to give up to Rafael Devers?
Oh, Devers is hitting 3 homers next weekend.
He's going to McCovey Cove.
Yeah. And by the way, speaking of which, that's a terrible ballpark for him.
Oh, 100%.
It
was an ultimate fuck you to him.
This is worse for Devers than okay, no, that's not true. This is really bad for Devers too. Like that's not a place that is gonna help his career. That's where that team has been where good hitters have gone to die.
Correct.
Since Bonds. Their best hitter is Posey, and like that's about it. Who else has been good? Like Sandoval, Crawford. Not even Crawford. Sandoval.
Red Sox legends.
And Sandoval was like okay. What that 1 year where Brandon Belt was like the greatest hitter of all time? Aaron Ruff.
1 year, yeah. No wonder why they swung and missed.
They haven't had
Judge,
Ohtani. They haven't had a 30 homer hitter since Barry Bonds. Devers is going to be the first next year.
Yeah.
Unless Matt Chapman does it this year, which he probably won't because I think he's hurt right now.
He won't. And then the other biggest fuck you is he's gonna DH. Unless imagine that first base. No, Wilmer Flores is playing first base. But imagine they say, "Hey, you want to go play first base?" He'll be like, "Sure." You're not Craig Breslow. I'll play it. So it's like,
if I were Cora, I'd quit.
Resign.
Just resign.
I hate rooting against the Red Sox, but like,
I'm never gonna root against the Red Sox.
I will not. Like, I try not to, but like, if they start losing, I just think it would expedite some sort of like
my best case scenario is that a week from today, I'm tweeting stuff like, "Oh, who needed Rafael Devers?" Like in jest, obviously, but meaning it is in the Red Sox Giants.
I just hope it's not going to happen, but I just really hope this is like, I've been saying this for weeks, and I might have even said it on the pod the other night with you. I did with you. It was like the Red Sox need a shake things up move. Was this the move to do it with?
No. That move would have been trading Duran, which I thought they should have done this offseason, but I wasn't. But I wasn't confident enough to say it out loud.
I asked my friend Derek this, and what's your opinion?
Okay.
If the exact same trade happened between the Sox and Giants, but you swap Rafael Devers from Jarren Duran, how would you feel?
You get Harrison for Duran?
Yeah, Harrison, Hicks.
You get all 4 of these guys?
If like they sent you some money for Hicks, because I know you're taking the full Hicks contract.
That would be one of the greatest trades in Red Sox history.
Okay. I think it would have been like, it would have been a little bit underwhelming. But overall, it's one of those change of scenery moves. Or not change of scenery, just shake things up move. But the fact that it was Rafael Devers, someone who was the last remaining piece on this World Series team in 2018.
Do you know who the longest tenured Red Sox is right now?
It's got to be Tanner Houck, right?
Tanner Houck. Do you know who the longest tenured organizational Red Sox is?
That I did not know the answer.
It's Brian Mata, who hasn't made his MLB debut.
And who's out of options and who's in AAA. Well, no. No, there are a couple guys who have been drafted in like 2018 and 2019 that are still in the minors.
Mata was signed in 16.
He was signed in 16? That was signed in 18. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, okay.
Chris Hatfield tweeted it, so it's got to be true.
Yeah, trust them.
Eventually, I will do a breakdown of what the Red Sox got in this trade. Because that's pretty important to the future of this organization. Like, I hope Kyle Harrison turns into 2 or 3 starter. That would be nice. Hicks gives you some gas in the bullpen if you use him as a reliever. Some upside as a starter if you use him there. Tibbs is probably a trade piece, I would think.
Right. That's what we're discussing earlier. Like Tibbs, like they have the outfield. The worst part of all this, dude, they still have the fucking outfield logjam.
Still the outfield problem, yeah.
This doesn't fucking solve anything.
No.
It opens up DH. Oh, fucking Masataka. You have fucking $18 million of Masataka Yoshida that they're gonna fucking use the DH spot for. Because they're not going
to go tax this year.
Oh, unless if they stay this hot, then they're gonna buy. But like, if they sell, it'll be much easier to go under. But like, who gives a flying fuck anymore, dude?
I don't care about the tax.
Now they have to. I mean, I don't care about the tax, but like, for John Henry to save every dime he can, he'll fucking sell the pieces, and then fucking trusting Craig to sell at the deadline. That's gonna be a fucking experience in and of itself. It's gonna be fucking stupid. But
I still think they should trade Durant.
Oh, me too. I've been on that fucking train since the offseason. But it's hard to do it on pay. Well, I guess nothing's fucking hard to do because you just fucking traded Devers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if Durant was traded next week. Like, I really wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked at any other move. Like,
I think this trade is the most shocking sports moment of my entire life as a sports fan.
Honestly, I mean,
like Tom Brady was a free agent. Like
Tom Brady doesn't count. Maybe Luka is the toughest comp, but like
no, but that's not my team.
Oh, for your team, yeah. Oh, 100%.
Tom Brady was a free agent. Mookie we knew was getting traded.
Isaiah Thomas, but you got Kyrie back.
That was pretty surprising. But yeah, you got Kyrie, so it was like, oh,
but you got Kyrie.
That was a holy shit trade. It wasn't a what the fuck trade. You know what I mean?
That was a holy shit. Yeah.
The Gordon Hayward injury was a what the fuck moment. I would say
that's different, but like I get your point.
I think I'm more surprised about like think about this right now. The last couple months, Boston has lost its longest tenured baseball player, its longest tenured hockey player, and then its second longest tenured basketball player tore his ACL.
Your longest one is in jeopardy of being traded too.
Probably should be.
There is a world where Jaylen Brown is on that list too. There's a world where they trade Rafael Devers, Brad Marchand, and Jaylen Brown in the same.
And the Patriots' longest tenured player got cut.
David Andrews got cut.
Cardona
and Andrews.
Andrews retired.
That was 1 and 2, the longest tenured. But yeah, whatever. I mean, respectfully, Joe Cardona, like, sure, whatever. But like, yeah, it's a sad day. But it's like, back to the Red Sox conversation. You saw the fucking outfield log jam. Like with Willier coming back, it's like they're pussies before not calling up Anthony. Now they realized, oh fuck, we didn't trade one of these guys. The outfield logjam is starting to show, and it's like we're kicking ourselves in.
And like there's a lot of conversation on the internet right now. Like, oh, you got to sign Kyle Tucker this offseason.
No.
Like, no, you don't. No, you don't.
They're not going to.
You have to trade another guy then. Like, obviously, like I'm not saying like don't think about it, because it's obviously something to think about. But like they have to make a deal. They have to make a deal right now. They have to trade Duran or Willier. Like, I don't think they should trade Willier, and they can't do that yet until they come. They can't really do that yet. But if they really wanted to, and if they got like a Godfather offer for Willier, you trade him.
They get a Godfather offer for Duran. You know what?
Hell, if you get
now that I think of it,
for Anthony, you trade him.
Yeah.
At this point, after trading Devers, there's not a move that this team could make that would surprise me. Cut to tomorrow when they trade Meyer and Anthony for Jason Dominguez, and I'm sitting here again, and we're doing another emergency pod. But there's not a move this team could make that could surprise me right now. Like, everything's on the table, and that's the scary thing. The other thing that would totally not surprise me is if they did absolutely nothing. They twiddled their thumbs and they finished 81-81.
Or worse.
78-84.
This is literally, dude. This is literally the same thing they did last year. Right around now, they got
Oh,
fucking.
it's not. They didn't trade Rafael Devers last year.
I'm saying in a win-loss perspective. In a win-loss perspective, no shit, they didn't trade Rafael Devers last year. They started to get hot. Then they got the front office. The front office was sold on selling. Like, they were going to sell. Then they were 11 games above 500, and they're like, oh shit, the fans are mad at us because we're going to sell. Let's go buy. And that shot them in the dick because they didn't get a single good fucking player at that deadline, and they fucked everything up. If they look at it the exact same way, they'd be like, man, the rookies are struggling like they're supposed to. They need time to figure it out. We're going nowhere. We have the same trajectory as last year. Right? We just traded Rafael Devers. Casas is out for the season and more. His career is in jeopardy. Let's sell. Let's get under the. Why are we going to be over the tax? Let's go under the tax. And then I hate that we're talking about next offseason because it's the same fucking topics. Like, what are we going to do next offseason? Let's be honest. Bregman's opting out. There's no world where he doesn't opt out. Even unless he like royally sucks and they don't make the playoffs. Like, yeah. Like, I don't know. Even then, I still think he opts out. They're really fucked. They're really fucked. And they still have a logjam they have to solve. And the fans are going to be fucking pissed if/when they don't make the playoffs. And this all falls under the misdoings of Craig Breslow. And John. And I guess John Henry. And here's another thing I'll bring to your attention.
I was so excited for tomorrow's podcast episode. Like, so excited.
I was excited to record tomorrow with my show till we had to go fucking record earlier today. Being like, what the fuck? But then, what I was saying before, if Casas doesn't get hurt, we're not here. We are not having this fucking conversation at all. We don't have this. We don't have this discussion. We don't talk about how Rafael Devers gets traded.
The other thing was they had the whole offseason where they were talking about trading Casas, and they didn't.
And Willier.
And they didn't And like obviously Abe Toro has been awesome, but their backup plan, they didn't really get a legitimate backup plan. They kind of lucked into Toro Romy working out.
Sad, sad day. I kind of compared this day to when the Patriots lost the Eagles in 2017. Or the 2018, the Super Bowl.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's like
it felt like it was over.
That, and it just leaves a sour taste.
But like, it doesn't even feel like this is over. It feels like nothing started, and it was just getting started.
Well, more the fact like I'm going to bed.
We got to remember five Super Bowls. We get to remember instead. We get to remember 5 wins against the Yankees in the span of a week, which was pretty damn cool, I will say.
It is. There's that.
Will I be able to watch 2021 highlights the same? 2018 highlights the same? I don't know. 2018 highlights are already a hard. 2021 highlights are already a hard watch, and that team spontaneously combusted of its own volition.
I can't watch that. Like I can't anymore. Like I've said this story a bunch. I think I already told you. Right when the news broke, I was in CVS doing my normal errands. I had like 2 or 3 items. I get a what the fuck text from some of my friends. Like, I'm like, it was one of those friends where it's like, if he texts, something's up. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck? And I see the Robert Murray breaking Devers to the Giants. I'm like,
yeah, I had that experience too.
He's hacked. I know you told me about it.
I also got the WTF text from the person that doesn't usually text.
I fall to my knees at CVS, and then I put the 2 I literally drop my 2 items. I fall to my knees. I'm like, what the fuck? The lady in the front at the cash register was like, "Are you okay? You good?" And I said, "No," and I left.
Good. Yeah. I just walked around, pacing outside, falling to the ground, like sat down outside CVS in East Lyme, Connecticut for
similar experiences
for over an hour as I was driving back home today. Over an hour. I pulled off the highway so fast and was like looking for whatever parking lot I could find. Not sure why I didn't get food while I was at it.
If you weren't driving, I'd said go get some elk. Go start drinking.
Yeah. I don't drink, but if someone offered me one tonight, it would be hard to say no. Legally, that is a joke. And also, it is true that I do not drink. I definitely don't drink. I've never drank, and I never will.
Anywho, so yeah, I gotta go to the office tomorrow in Green because I'm obviously I work for Greenville this summer.
That's gonna feel like a morgue.
And I have to go fucking work for this stupid fucking organization.
Oh.
I talked to some of my interns and they didn't really know what was going on. I'm like, well, yeah. I'm like, well, it makes sense, but like that they don't know really what's going on. But I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I want to call in sick, but I'm not gonna be a pussy. I'm not gonna be a wuss and call in sick.
I think there's gonna be a lot of people in Boston calling in sick tomorrow.
Nah. More so, this is where okay. In that case, it's like it makes more sense. Like after the Eagles beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, a lot of people call in sick the next day because it's like, fuck, this is such a bad taste in your mouth.
Like I can't even I don't even know how to react to this. I just need to sit alone and Think about it.
Tomorrow's pregame Nesson show is going to be fucking crazy.
That it will. I am.
That like they're not going to be talking about the game at all either tomorrow.
It's going to be a total.
All they're going to talk about
is going to be a total funeral.
It's going to be a whole. It's going to be a whole eulogy.
I don't care if they win like 7-1. The broadcast is going to feel like.
I hope they lose by 1.
Oh, if they lose by 1,
wouldn't that be fitting,
dude? We can say all this. At the end of the day, I don't want to see this team lose ever. Like, they traded Devers. Like, this is still the team that I want to see win. I was here before Devers was here, wanting them to win.
I'm here before him, and I'll be here after him.
I just wanted him to be part of the next winning team, like he was part of the last winning team and the one before that. And I think every Red Sox fan thought that he was a part of that next winning team, whether that was this year, hopefully, or next year, or the year after. And if it wasn't, if it somehow wasn't one of those three, then we would have real problems of a different note.
Yeah.
Sox play the Mariners tomorrow. 3-game set, then a 3-game set in San Francisco. And they go to the Angels. They are, at the moment, at this moment in time, the Red Sox are a half game out of the playoffs.
Oh, they're a half game? I thought they had a spot.
A half game out of the playoffs. When the Red Sox play their next home game, which is June 27th against the Blue Jays, the Red Sox will be how many games out or in a playoff spot?
How many games?
Yep.
They'll be 2 games out.
I don't know. I'm not even.
I hope I'm wrong in a good way.
This team is gonna barrel straight towards 81.
So,
well, I guess here's the thing. I guess we can't say it feels the same as the last couple of years anymore.
They did shake things up, but I can't.
This isn't a shake things up move. This is an earthquake move.
Earthquake. Yeah, damaging.
Like
that's a good way to put it.
Shaking things up is like when you, it's like when you swap out it's like when you swap out one of the ingredients in your dinner type thing. Try and spice it up, make it a little different. You maybe go for a hotter sauce than usual or whatever. This was you took a hydrogen bomb to the kitchen island and there's no more stove to cook on. So there will be no dinner. And with that, I'll see you next time.